is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights.
Oh no, it's too early. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I thought I would share with you our daily routine in self-isolation. So we are tracking our ovulation over the next few days just to, make sure that everything is on track. And I normally start the day off with a cup of hot lemon water, and I always make Theodore a milk bottle with vitamin C in it. I add vitamin C into my lemon water as well because this is the time where we really need to start nourishing and nurturing our immune system. There's been tons of studies and research done on how it can improve your respiratory and your immunity and your cell regulation, and there's even been studies in China where they've actually used intravenous vitamin C to help the symptoms of what we're going through right now. I'm not going to mention any names because it is a bit of a touchy subject, but I just want to stress enough that you do really need to be nurturing your immunity at this present time. So me and Via always like to just relax in the morning, chill out and have a little bit of one-on-one time. We just like to sit there and soak each other up before we get breakfast started. So Via always has fruit with a piece of toast for breakfast, or he'll have cereal or just something quick and easy. And I always make a fresh juice in the morning because again we're focusing on our immunity and we're using rich whole food organic ingredients that are really going to help fight off any yucky sickness.
The sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, the sky is falling down.
So I also like to take my Hawaiian spirulina in the morning.
I know that you're curious, I know that you're strong, but life can be furious and things can go wrong. You go, we're better off tomorrow, but who knows, who knows.
And I also like to take these pure natal prenatal vitamins to prep my body as well. So Theodore has his own little supplements, and over on Instagram I did a little story about explaining all about his supplements, but basically he takes B12, echinacea and a vitamin gummy, but basically it's all about boosting his immunity, making sure he has all the right nutrients. And with toddlers it's a bit hard to tell because they are very fussy little critters, but by supplementing with whole food organic natural supplements, it will be a little bit more of a reassurance for you as a parent. Even though we're not going anywhere, I still like to get ready, so I get dressed and I do my makeup, and it just makes you feel a little bit better in the day. It makes it not feel so much like Groundhog Day, and you just, I don't know, for me I get this empowerment and motivation, and I don't feel like I can just lie in bed all day, if you know what I mean, because I am dressed.
Say you're ridiculous, you're not even close. Don't wish for indifference, you're not one of those. We fall, but we always rise up through it all. We get a little wiser. There's things in life you simply need to know.
If the weather's nice, I do like to go outside and do a little bit of yoga flow. I like to stretch while Theo gets some earthing done. He loves to run around the backyard in his little nappy and really ground himself. I think this is so important, especially like if you can't leave the house at the moment. If you've got a yard, definitely utilize it. Or even if you have a balcony that sheds a little bit of sunlight, it's so important to try and get that vitamin D in and not be stuck indoors, because vitamin D, again, is something that's going to really nourish your soul and help boost your immunity. And it is so important to try and be one with nature at the moment, because it sucks. It really sucks, guys. And I really want to stress that you have to make your mental health a priority. It's so hard, especially when you have young children, and it's really hard to entertain them. But if you can just take time off technology and really like ground yourself and start exploring your spirituality and start journaling and start going back to the basics, I think that's going to really feed your soul. You know, we haven't got much to do with this whole isolation stuff, if you know what I mean. I'm sure you can relate. But we do actually have a few things that we need to do around the house. So I guess it's given us the opportunity to really tackle those jobs that we've kind of swept under the carpet for a little while. We actually have to pack some more boxes. I feel like in a lot of my vlogs I'm pretty much packing because I'm slowly just doing it day by day. But it's coming up to the crunch time and I feel like I need to, like, you know, get my finger out and start to really be more diligent with packing. It's probably about 2 weeks until we move, and I haven't really talked about moving much just because there's a lot of stuff going on around the world at the moment, and I just feel like my mind's kind of here, there and everywhere. And I feel like I also it feels so surreal to me. It doesn't really feel like we're moving, and I don't think it's going to be until we're actually moving that it's going to feel like we're moving, if that makes sense. But I don't know, I've moved so many times before. We've pretty much moved every year for the last 5 to 6 years. But I guess moving interstate is a whole different, it's a different feeling. And I don't really, I'm feeling quite apprehensive about it. And before I wasn't too worried because it really is only an hour flight away from where we are now. But with everything going on, it just feels like it's a really, really far distance from my family. And with the borders closed, it just feels like, I think it's going to be a lot more of a harder transition than what I thought it was actually going to be like. But I'm just going to take it one day at a time. And I think I'm going to just try and be really transparent with it, you guys, because, I am really struggling with the change, and I am not a really good person with change. I really, really am not adaptable. I like to think I am, but when push comes to shove, I'm not adaptable, guys. I am one of those people who get stuck in their own ways. But at the end of the day, I do try and, really get outside of my comfort zone. So I think I have two parts of me. One where it's you know what, you need to stay in your safety zone. You need to stay grounded and closed and nothing needs to change. And then I have another part of me who's no, you need to explore the world. You need to do things that you've never done. You need to live your life. So I'm sure a lot of you can relate in that sense, especially if you do have kids. I feel like it does make you a little bit more reserved and reluctant to do big changes. But it's just something that I have to try and deal with, and I'm just trying to ride my emotions. Right now I'm not feeling too bad. I'm feeling quite neutral about it, but there's definitely a lot of anxiety around moving. And that's okay, because we're just going to take it one day at a time. Anyway, Theodore just went down for a nap, so Isaac's just putting him to bed. He's actually in our room at the moment because my mum is staying with us until she kind of gets onto her own feet. So probably another few weeks, and we gave her Theodore's room just because we are moving anyway. We've pretty much taken everything down, so that's definitely been interesting, but that's okay. And yeah, I think I'm probably gonna go pack now. feel like I haven't picked up the camera in a while, but basically I've been packing all day and cleaning out the car and just organizing things. But I'm still gonna do some more packing, so I'm thinking of packing up like most of the hanging things in my wardrobe, just because these are like nicer things and I don't really wear them as often as like loungewear, so might do that now. So now that it's Theo's bedtime, I just wanted to give you a little rundown of our nighttime routine. So Theo always has like a bath either in the morning or at night, depending what he had the day before, but he'll either jump in with me or Isaac, but he already had a shower this morning, so I was just going through and brushing his teeth and giving him a massage with some rosehip vitamin E oil just to help regulate his skin and just make him feel good as well, because life is hard for adults, but it's also really hard for toddlers who are so used to a routine. I'm also rubbing some essential oils on him. This is the Roller Blend for sleep time. It is the Eco Aroma Australian brand. I really love this brand, and I rub it all over his wrists and his feet and massage it in, and he really seems to love that, and it just helps him get ready for bedtime, because his bedtime routine has been adjusted since he is in our room now. So at the start it was a bit challenging for him to get into a nice routine, but now we've finally figured it out and it's easy. So now we are going to get him dressed and give him a bottle and read him a book, and that's pretty much him done for the night. And then I'm just going to go through and take off my makeup and just wind down myself, and that's pretty much our daily routine. It doesn't really change drastically at the moment. We've kind of gotten into our own little segment of doing things and just trying to keep ourselves busy, and I really hope that you can find some motivation from this and not feel so flat, and try and, my best advice is to try and pick a project and stick to that, and just soak up all the time you get with your kiddos. And I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.